much, very, very much, because it's very awesome to be here, to have you here, and from all the entire Italian fan club community. And first of all, as a question, during the last years, we noticed you're the most social DT members. You always share with us photos and videos from around the world through social networks. How much do you care about the relationship with your fans?
I enjoy it so much. That's why I do the social media. It's fun to put some energy out there and to get some feedback, and it's for me it's a pleasure. One of the reasons that I play music is not only for myself as kind of a meditation or a focus, but it's also to allow people to kind of resonate and be part of that. And so for me, I love the idea of playing something on the piano and just kind of like playing, just letting people hear it. I probably should be a better businessman and, figure out more monetization, but sometimes I just don't care. And I just feel like it's important to me spiritually for my emotions and just the way I feel to put the music out there, and we can all maybe get in a nicer headspace, just feel something positive, and that's why I'm who I am. That's why I'm a musician. So the internet and the way you can reach people is really a cool thing. I love it. Plus I love technology. So I'm into discovering ways to do streaming, and I was one of the first people to actually go and figure out the Facebook streaming that they do through an area or an app called Mentions, where you can easily reach all your Facebook fans very quickly, easily, and effectively. So it's all good. I like it.
That's nice. How much difficult is for you and for the rest of the band making the astonishing alive?
It was a lot of work. John Petrucci and I not only did a lot of work in creating the music, and he did this amazing story, but also we did a lot of work with the company that we finally found on what people are going to see. First of all, the first challenge was to find a company that we could work with that would work with us effectively and create what we had in our mind's eye. And then once we did find that company, then it was a lot of work to follow up with them and to make sure that we got what we needed. And now now we're on tour and everything happened. The music's written, the story's complete, the visuals are beautiful, and we're just feeling very proud. And it's a moment, even though it's a lot of work to be on tour, it's also a moment for us to sit back and go, okay, we did this is wonderful, let's just enjoy it and share it.
We are looking forward to sharing it. We heard the rumors you're going to record a video here in Milan. Can you reveal something more?
I don't know what is public knowledge and what's not, so maybe we'll leave that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
And during these last days, we realized how strong has been your relationship with Keith Emerson. We can imagine it was also a big inspiration for you.
Yeah.
Could you tell us something more about this?
The passing of Keith Emerson was really, really hard for me personally. I took it, really to heart, because not only was he the strongest possible influence on my musical path, kind of like, and my life path, because I'm a musician, that anyone could possibly have. But over the years, he also became, a friend, and we would see each other, and it was always very friendly. I went to his birthday party. He came to see my shows, and we weren't that close as far as friends go. But whenever we'd see each other, it was always very nice, and he knew very well who I was, and of course I knew very well who he was. He had a lot of respect for my music. He loved what I did when I did my rendition of Tarkus on my A Road Home album. He said some wonderful things about it. And that meant so much to me, because he was my keyboard hero. Of all the players out there, and there's so many that I love and have had, very positive musical influences on me, Emerson's influence was the strongest and the most impactful on my life. So when I found out that he died, it shook me. Literally I was in tears. And it hasn't been that easy to kind of even get over it. But I've been spending some time in the dressing rooms and in my hotel room playing his music, and listening to his music and just recalling how much of an impact this person had on me and also all the people around, all the musicians and the people around him. Yeah.
Now back to the astonishing. After reading opinion and reviews about this great opera, is there something you would have changed or something that you would have made differently?
I don't really think about that so much. I think that I'm just so pleased with what we did. This was something that we worked on so hard. There was so much passion involved in creating this. It's so much hard work as well. I mean, I personally spent from the time the last tour ended up until the time we went on tour, I've been working on this, for what I do. And John Petrucci, who is the producer of Dream Theater and produced this album, that man is incredibly focused and incredibly smart and of course musical, and he just puts so much non-stop work and energy and focus in this. He was always working on this and every aspect of it, and it was really impressive to watch that. I know that I, as the main person who kind of like wrote the music with him and helped him with a lot of these things that he did, it was just, for us, it was, tremendous, So to say that we change anything, well, not really, it's like this, we did what we wanted to do. And of course, I definitely want to say that, our band as a whole, came into this fully supportive, Mangini and Labrie and Mayung, they came in and they totally did their part to bring this into a Dream Theater experience, because the rehearsals and everything it took to track all the music had to be done with a lot of care and precision and, and love and which brings us here,
Completely dedicated.
Yeah, I'd say so.
It is impossible not to notice how much classical piano there's on the Astonishing. All the fans love this kind of Jordan. And did you enjoy going back into playing classical instruments?
One of the things we decided early on when creating this album was that we wanted it to be an organic, in some cases acoustic instruments. Even so far as to say, instead of like string pads and strings on my keyboard, let's use a real orchestra. Instead of doing like choir sounds, let's just use a real choir. And at first it was a lot for me to kind of say, well, I'm not going to get to play the choir. I'm used to doing that. But then I thought, oh wow, this could be actually really cool. So we ended up, usually on all the other Dream Theater albums, I would play like piano, but I would use a virtual instrument, a digital version of it, which I always thought sounded great. But this time we said, you know what, let's just go find a really great real piano, take the time, put the right microphones on it and make it sound beautiful. And we did. We found a studio that had a wonderful 9-foot Steinway Grand. And we also, in the same studio, we found a killer Hammond organ B3 with a great big Leslie speaker and a big preamp thing, and it sounded unbelievable. And so we went that route, which was a lot of fun, because for me playing on that Steinway, first of all, I realized that for certain types of piano sounds, a lot of the really more gentle things that are on the album, the Steinway really does have that, especially the way we captured it. It has a real magic to it. And that was nice to play and to have recorded and to hear. And that Hammond that I played, I haven't spent a lot of time in my life playing on a real Hammond organ. And this was an awakening, because first of all, when I put my hands down on it with the Leslie speaker cranked up, it was so intense and so loud, and it made my bones rattle. And I thought, okay, this is what it's like to be like John Petrucci or something like that. Like the whole room is filled with this humongous sound. So it was it felt like a lot of power. And I was watching like old John Lord footage and some Keith Emerson stuff, and just checking, making sure that I could have some information about how to use this thing. So it's not, I'm a classical pianist turned synthesist, and all of a sudden I'm playing a Hammond organ. So, but it was more fun than I thought. I was a little resistant at first, but everyone's like, go play the real Hammond. I was like, okay. And then I enjoyed it so much. It was fun.
Great. And during the years, you astonished us every time with a different album, even culminating with a majestic rock opera. Have Dream Theater something in store for us for the future?
Well, of course, we'll have something in store for the future, but exactly what it is, we don't know, because we haven't had time to consider so much of what's next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Will you come back in Italy this fall? Will you still, when you come back, will you still perform in theater?
When we come back, I'm not sure of our schedule exactly for the next round. Hopefully we'll get to some other spots in Italy. I mean, we haven't played some of the major markets, so I would imagine we'll come back, and yeah, we'll still play theaters, sure.
Okay. So thanks a lot for your time, Jordan.
Thank you.
And for your kindness.
Okay,
And,
great. Thank you guys.
Yes. Just a message for the Italians, the Italians fan club, the YtseItalia community.
Yeah, well, we're so pleased that you know, the Italian community is reuniting and re-energizing this whole fan club thing, because it's great. You know, it's just, it creates this wonderful energy, you know, with people who love the music, and I really appreciate it. It's great, and you guys, you know, in Italy are just, there's so much passion, you know, in everything that you do, and there's a lot of heart, and especially at the shows, you really feel this powerful, you know, feedback from the audience. So to have you guys, you know, working on the fan club stuff is really great.
Thanks a lot.
All right.
Thank you very
Thank you
much.
guys. Cool. Excellent. Let's celebrate. Where's
Let's
the champagne?
celebrate. Oh, I brought something for you.
Oh, there you go.
I'm your
I shouldn't drink it now.